Yeah. Ugh. Horrific. I imagine it would be like the celebrity equivalent of going on Dancing with the Stars. You just know you've hit that point in your life where there's no coming back.
You're like, how much? All right, I'll fucking dance the cha-cha.
You want me to do it in jorts? How much money do we have left on the mortgage? Yeah, shit, I'll do it. Okay, that's fine. Just don't tell anyone.
I might be able to spin this into like, hosting a game show or something like
that. You're not shanked.
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the Brothers of Dynasty, the best fantasy football podcast hosted by three brothers from Rhode Island who wanted to do an NFC West wrestling promo, but we've got a professional here to do it for us. Special guest Tommy Tipple. Tommy, give us that promo.
Well, listen here, brothers. I've only got one thing to tell you. You're over there talking into the microphone about being the best damn football podcast there can be. Well, let me tell you something, brother. There's another group of brothers over there, brother. Over up here in Canada, brother, but a bunch of other guys, brother. They're called the Full Tilt Dynasty Podcast, brother. And I'm going to let you know that Thomas Tipple FF is coming for your fantasy podcast crown, brother.
Snap into a Slim Jim. That was terrific.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Hold up.
Welcome.
On the brother.
No rebuttal.
Nothing.
Rebuttal.
That's it. Thanks for listening to the Brothers of Dynasty. This is
Have a good night, everybody.
Thomas Tipple of Full Tilt Dynasty Pod, co-founder, and the Fantasy Walkabout co-founder. Tommy, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for that great introduction.
Hey man, I've had a great time since I logged in here. We've all been chit-chatting. I'm meeting some of you guys for the first time, and this has been great.
We talked wrestling.
Wonderful.
We talked the gathering of the Juggalos. We
You
talked
have to.
poor life decisions. It was great. And that was all.
It wasn't very good last year, so it's gonna take. It can't get much worse than last year, but I don't see it getting much better.
Like Chase Claypool was their second highest graded run blocker from that game. Like that's how great that is.
Oh God.
He was their
Well,
second greatest.
In their defense, Pat Freiermuth wasn't playing this game.
And that was on
so
seven attempts, right?
Left tackle Pat Freiermuth for this season.
Yeah, they got him for.
He's an uninspiring athlete. His college dominator wasn't fantastic, and there's just a couple of numbers that throw me off from him from the 2019 breakout season that he had. It's easy to forget that he was 7th in the league in completed air yards, not just like intent, completed. That is an efficiency level that Daniel Jones won't be able to hit. That means when you threw it deep to Kenny Golladay, he was getting the ball. And considering he only had 1,190 yards and 907 of those were completed through the air, not a lot of catch and run there. He's got to be the big target. And if he's running on a bad hip like he missed all those games with last year, and bad hamstrings, I want no piece of him. I thought maybe because of the money, the old follow the money, right? If they're signing him, he's got to be worth it. I don't really think so. Like, they drafted
Nelson
Tony
Aguilar
there.
got
They're
$11
not-
million a year, so
Sure, but Nelson
It's
Aguilar
Gettleman too, so who knows what he's doing.
But Aguilar put up a season that to me was more impressive than Galladay's 2019, which was a down year for receiving totals. You guys remember, like, across the board. If you don't mind my piping in,
No, go for it.
Jameis Winston might have been the QB 4 or 5, depending on your format, wherever he finished the last time we saw him be a starter. But he was the QB 22, QB 15, and QB 13 before that. He had 1 year as a top 12 finisher, and it was only because he put his team down 21 points. And then he looked at Arians, was like, "Hey, we're gonna lose anyway. Mind if I finish this thing?" And then he was just like,
he
Taysom Hill
plays
has
him
something
when
on Sean Payton.
he
There's gotta
doesn't
be
need
something.
He doesn't need to have him on the field, and he runs receiver routes. So it's like he's not that bad at that, but
He loves him so much. Alvin Kamara was like, "Hey, coach, can I get this record like real quick? Like it'd be super dope on Christmas. My kids would really look up to it." He's like, "Alvin, shut the fuck up. Taysom, if you don't mind, you go score his touchdown." And then they got the ball back, and he was like looking at Taysom, and Alvin, like, I swear, Kamara was like, "Bro, if you do this to me again, like, you better tell me you pulled your hammy, because I'll shank you like now. I want this record." They were like, "Fine." And they
we'll let you
Alvin
win
in the
all
game.
the fantasy leagues that are out there.
I just want to say
Taysom
this 'cause
Jr.
I don't see him on the show sheet here, but in all honesty, the best value on this entire roster is Latavius Murray
Not a bad
in
call.
fantasy. He's the best value. They're gonna run the ball with him, especially if they're splitting out Kamara.
And you are welcome back on the Brothers of Dynasty anytime. This was an absolute pleasure speaking with you and hearing your garbage takes. It's all good.
It's all trash. Trash.
Shit take, man. This should take, bro.
Why I live in a van by the river.